So if we can come together as a community, as a whole, and provide positive experiences for them, then we need to give ourselves a round of applause.
Yeah.
So round of applause for everybody in the building who came out, brought their children, volunteered, or just took any part. The point is that you're here. So that's a great step. In a little while, we're going to let the children take part in the demonstrations in the back. We have someone that's going to teach them how to make a beat. Someone who's going to teach them about videography. And then also, we have someone in the building who he started his own nonprofit. And I think that's a great thing to teach to the children. Because some places, they have children as young as 9, 10 years old starting their own nonprofits. So if we can teach that to these children in the building, that would be a wonderful thing. Even the parents, I encourage y'all to go check it out, get some information, because a lot of times we want to give things or teach our children things, and sometimes we don't know. So if we can go to somebody who's done it and can give us direction, then that's a great project or activity to do with the children. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring Life to the stage. So can I get a round of applause for him?
Hey, y'all want me to get on the stage?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna listen to what y'all say, dude. This must be my section over here. This is my section?
Yeah.
All right, good. So I'm gonna listen to You say what? He said, that's what I want to say. That's your choice. How everybody doing?
All right.
So what a beautiful situation that's been put together. A lot of times we get together for a lot of stuff, but for these kids, everybody do give yourself a round of applause, please. Okay weekend, huh? Martin Luther King weekend, everybody? All right, good. So I can start off with some Martin Luther King work. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me if I just talk like this?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll use the mic when I have to. I just don't want to peek it out and then it starts screaming. So, I put this hat on the stage for a reason. Everybody already understand what the hustler, what the dreamer hat is, right? How many dreamers we got in the building? Nobody else dreaming? No! That's all the people that's dreaming? Listen, if you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning and you ain't got another dream, go back to sleep. Then wake up again and figure out what the dream is. Everybody should have a dream. Y'all got a dream? What's your dream? What's your dream? You going to the NFL? What's your dream? NBA? What's your dream? All right, Martin Luther King dreamed in a whole different climate. Y'all realize that? So let me ask you, how many dreamers we got? This ain't just for the kids. Listen, I'm 37, I'm still dreaming. Even though I'm getting to some of my dreams, I'm still dreaming. So when I was thinking about Martin Luther King, and I said, wow, like, look how far we've come from where he was to where we at dreaming. So sometimes we only think about Martin Luther King, we only think about the civil rights movement, and we only think about things he did of that nature. But sometimes we don't just sit down and think about the bare fact that he had a dream in a situation where you couldn't even see what tomorrow was going to look like. You know how much stuff he went through to get to his dream? Can I open up with this Martin Luther King joint? Is that cool?
Yeah.
So there's a quote that says, all men dream, but not equal. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind will wake in the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may dream with open eyes and make their dreams become possible. T.E. Lawrence. As I read the quote, I imagined that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a dreamer of the day who dreamed with open eyes and dared to dream in a time when it was uncommon for men of his race, creed, or color to dream outside the confines of the Jim Crow laws. I imagined that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a dreamer of the day who saw beyond the current state of injustices and dared to dream in the face of canines and fire hoses and the stench of smoldering church buildings where 4 little children were the victims of the opposers' firebombs. He dared to dream beyond the knock at midnight phone call that came while he laid with his kids and his spouse, and the voice on the other end of the phone that said, if you ain't out of town in 3 days, we're going to blow your brains out. Come by your home and firebomb your house. But the great dreamer continued to dream with eyes open, focused on a promised land. Even though he knew he wouldn't get there with us, he was fully committed to his dreams in a climate where violence had that grinded Emmett Till's face into a cotton gin over a mere wink, but the great dreamer continued to dream even when the very people that he was dreaming for stabbed him in his chest so close to his heart that he would have died if he would have sneezed. But the great dreamer continued to dream beyond burning crosses, biting handcuffs, and piercing sirens, greeting their violence with a call for peace until a sniper pulled out the piece and blah! Come on. Silence. And for the first time, his eyes began to close. And simultaneously, a nation of people's eyes began to close. And they began to dream, only to be awakened to their own vanity. So the topic of discussion today is, I dare you all to dream with your eyes open. So we're going to talk about dreaming. Is that cool? So when I started this poetry thing, listen, I do have a PhD. Everybody know what a PhD is? Plain high school diploma. That's what we're starting on. It's a reason I'm telling y'all this. I've been around the country speaking and doing poetry off a plain high school diploma. Not for the fact that somebody taught me in college, because you need college. If I've done it with a plain high school diploma, imagine what's going to happen when I get this degree. Amen. The thing is, sometimes we don't want to dream no more. And we want to say MLK dreamed enough for everybody. That's not true. So I make sure when I wear a hat, it's got something to do with something. So today, I said, okay, I don't know what hat to wear. So I said, okay, I'm going to put on this dreamer hat, because I'm still dreaming. I got a lot of my dreams that came true, but I got more dreams to get to. So that's when I had to switch my hat up. Is that all right for everybody? You already know what the dreamer part is. I'm going to show y'all something. That's the dreamer part. A lot of people see this word and they think the wrong way. Then you got to get to the hustle. You can dream all day. Everybody ain't go to church? Yeah. This dreamer had his faith. This hustler had his works. You take one of these hats away, it don't work for you. Because faith without work is dead, right? That's right? So even though it looked different, it's still the same conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So you dreaming of going to the NFL, the NBA? You working hard at it? Don't just dream about it and say, oh, I'm going to go there one day. You got to get in there and start hustling. All right. Start watching DVD, start getting your dribble game together. Everything you got to do to get to your dreams, nobody else can dream for you. So you got to believe in numero uno, and then you got to start hustling. The rest of this hat say 365. That means no days off. All day, every day. All right. Not just part, no time out. This is what I understand. Any millionaires in the room? We're going to use this rich term just so everybody in the know. Kids, you understand the rich term? That means you got a lot of money. That don't really mean you're rich. That's just what people say, trust me. So we're going to use rich. This is what's amazing to me. Rich people, millionaires that we watch on TV every day, they still go to practice every day. They got millions of dollars. Us that want to get to the dream, just dream about it and don't want to practice. That's faith without work. That's dreaming without hustling. If you're dreaming and not hustling, you're going to wake up to a nightmare. Your dreams just don't come true that way. So me, every day I'm running. I wake up in the morning, I start getting at it. I start going to work for it. When people said it wasn't going to work, I was like, fine. They talked about Jesus, I'm still wrong. It don't matter how it go down. The first thing is, you got to believe that you can. Where the kids at? Where the young children at? Raise your hand. I'm going to raise my hand. I ain't old yet. I'm still working on old. All right, when I raise my hand, I want everybody to scream, I can. I can. Oh, that was no scream. Hold on. Hey, I'm one person. I can't be louder than everybody else. I don't like stages I feel lofty. I want to get down in the trenches. Is that all right with everybody? Yeah. All right, when I raise my hand, everybody scream, I can. All right, for the whole poem, that's the way we're going to do it. Is that cool? This is what I tell my, this is my daughter right here. Please hold this microphone for me with your beautiful self. Shameless plug, you look just like me. Anyway. All right, let's try. Every time you think about doing something, I want you to look at it and they say, oh, you can't play basketball like him. You got to say this right here. Be the next. The first or the best. Anything in the world that I want to be, as long as I try for it. Nah, as long as I strive for it. Put myself on track and make strides towards it, and if I fall down in the process, I pick myself up like, nah, I want this. And if you can do that, I promise you, not be stopped. Think about it, y'all. How many people was like, nah, that'll never happen when they talk about President Barack before his feet hit White House sands, him standing at the top of the free world. So I'm telling you, there's no glass ceilings for any boy or girl. If you believe in who you are, you can make it past fall, as long as you tell yourself, I can make this thing happen. Think about it, y'all. There was a little boy, 4 years old, 5 brothers in the back there. I think they were called Jacksons. At the age of 9, they decided to Def Jam until he was the age of 10. He did 11 records with his brother, 14 solo albums. Now he's known as the king of pop. If he could do that from a small town in Gary, Indiana, at the bottom and crawl his way to the top, I don't care who tells you, you cannot. You gotta tell yourself that. I can. Man, y'all better listen. Venus and Serena Williams was getting love in Compton, California before they was getting love in Wilmington. Wolfgang Mozart studied the art at the age of 6, and 265 years later, he's still known as one of the greatest musical geniuses to ever exist. Before Jay-Z was worth 400 mil, nobody would give him record deals. I don't care what everybody else feels, as long as you tell yourself that I can be that doctor if I want to. I can be in the NFL if I strive to. No matter what it is, if I put my mind to, I know that I can. I can. Come on. Be the next, the first or the best. Anything in the world that I want to be, I know that I can. So that's what I got to tell myself every morning. So we just building, right? Is that cool? I could have came in here with a notebook and a pad and a speech. I just want to move the way I feel like moving. Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah. Right.
So listen, that's the number one thing I see when I deal with people is a lot of people don't dream at all. Think about this. There was somebody who did this quote. It's not my quote, but I thought it's one of the best quotes in the world. I know I'm talking to kids, but listen, if you don't talk to the adults are the owners of the food. How do you eat? Because daddy brings food home, right? And then I give you some food, right? This ain't just food, this is knowledge. Whatever we do as adults is what our kids gonna follow, right? So if we ain't bringing no dreams home, our kids ain't dreaming. So I'm gonna say this for adults. Everybody ain't gonna be an entrepreneur, I get it. But it's whatever you're dreaming. So you the trauma in the back. Listen, so I heard this quote one day, right? And it said, an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is the person that runs everybody to the edge of the cliff. And he said, whoa, look. Everybody look down in the valley. Y'all can look down. I know it ain't down there. Use your imagination. Work with your head. He said, look down in the valley. Y'all see them big cars, them houses, and them diamonds that shine? If all of y'all work real hard, all of this could be mine. Hold on, I want y'all to listen to that now. I want y'all to listen to that. The entrepreneur is the person that runs everybody to the edge of the cliff and say, hey, look down in the valley. Y'all see them big cars, them houses, and them diamonds that shine? If all of y'all work real hard, then all of this could be mine. You know what's amazing to me? We go to somebody's job every day and put 135,000% in for whatever they pay us for the hour. Then we come home and we got things we want to do, but we'll watch TV instead of getting to that same hustle, put that same work ethic into our dreams. Is that living or existing? So what I'm saying is adults, we got to bring some dreams home. And we got to drop it in that dream bag of our kids. Listen, I bring my daughter when she don't want to come. She got other things to do right now. But I want you to see, no, Daddy working. And when they see you, they're going to be like, okay, where your bag of dreams at? We working in my house. That's what I want to talk about. So every kid, get yourself a dream. Don't just say Martin Luther King dream, and we keep repeating his speeches over, and repeating speeches over, and repeating. It's good to know what he did. But after you get finished with what he did, somebody got to pick up some dreams. And we got to get to dreaming. And then we got to get to hustling into these dreams. So it ain't just, my daughter, I'm going to use you. It's okay, I love you. It's all right. It's all our family business. It's all right. My daughter, phenomenal in dancing. Everybody remember Allen Iverson? Any kids remember Allen Iverson? Great point. Dreaming without hustling is Allen Iverson. I love AI. I had the Answer shoes when they really wasn't cool, but I was like, I love AI. Got my Reeboks, so I wasn't even wearing Reeboks or whatever they were. Allen Iverson, you remember that interview he had? Even though he brought the crossover to the game like he did, right? All the numbers he put on the board, when you think Allen Iverson, what does everybody think? Practice. You want to go to practice? We talking about the game I love. We talking about practice. Y'all talking, raise your hand if y'all know about the interview. All right, kids who don't know, right? Allen Iverson was super nice on the basketball court. This is what I'm talking about. Allen Iverson was the dream. When he got to his dream, though, he forgot to hustle. it don't work. One don't work without the other, right? So Allen Iverson, he already got it made. Stop hustling. Then he woke up to the reality. Y'all seen the last Allen Iverson quote? Bankrupt. Had to go overseas, leave everything he loved. He was dreaming. Stop hustling. That's what I'm saying. Like my daughter, she didn't want to practice when it was go time. I got down in the garage, sweating it out. Daddy, can I get some air conditioner? No air conditioner if you ain't trying. Your work, am I telling the truth? Your work ethic is going to turn on that air conditioner. Because you know what I try to teach her? Ain't nothing in this world for free. Kids, ain't nothing in this world for free. If it sounds like somebody giving you something and it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. She had to sweat to cut that air conditioner on. But what was the end result? When she went and competed, she won. That was faithful work. That's dreaming and hustling. So it's cool to come out and talk about dreaming. It's cool to make sure we as adults don't stop dreaming. And make sure when we telling our kids, oh, you gotta get an education, and you gotta do this, you gotta do that. That ain't something, that's what you have to do. You also have to figure out what your purpose in life is. And then we gotta make that stuff be equally as important. Because if ain't no more Martin Luther Kings, ain't no more Malcolm X's, if there ain't nobody else standing up to take on the gauntlet, we in a bad place. And what happens is, we just come content with making a little money. I just want to drive a nice car. I'll tell you something I learned about success. Every time you say, like, when they started off with me wanting a Cadillac. I'm from the South. Anybody else from the South? Dreamers. I'm talking to kids so y'all can understand this. They're going to start off with like, oh, I just want to win this one dance competition. I'll be good. Ain't going to be enough for you. Every time you chase success start running. When I got the Cadillac, I was like, man, I got the Cadillac. My dream is here. As soon as you get in that car, you want to know. Is that the Navigator? But you are still fresh off the lot. I ain't got no new plates on or nothing. I'm still riding with the paper 30 days on, looking at everybody else going, is that the Navigator? Had the hustlers, now I want that. Right after I got it, I said, man, ain't no fucking the Navigator, man. Got the Navigator. Listen, credit matters. I wasn't in the right place. I paid Bentley money for a Navigator, but that ain't what we talking about. That's another conversation. Anyway, so riding the Navigator, seeing the people come by, I was like, oh, it's 3745! I'm still dreaming. I already made it to my dream, right? I jumped out the Cadillac, drove to the Navigator. Anybody? Y'all got good shoes in this case. Up here. Pull up the shoes up. Put shoe game up. I want to make sure I put my shoes up. I know y'all be watching. All right. So, gotta get back to hustling, baby. I ain't saying don't stop dreaming. What I'm saying is keep dreaming. Make it to your dream. Dream some more. I ain't gonna stop dreaming till the casket closes. And when it's closing down, I'm like, please God, when I start dreaming of this dream, let me wake up in heaven. I'm dreaming till it's over. Till it's you made it. So what I'm telling kids is, listen, when you dance today, tear the whole building up. Don't just do good enough. Don't just do this one. Do all of them. Anything you do, every time you do it like it ain't no tomorrow. I don't know who's in the crowd. Anybody be in the crowd. Whoever's running the game might be in the crowd. The person that's going to sign me to whatever it is that I want to do might be in the crowd. When you're playing basketball, that coach that you're looking for might be in the crowd. When you're on the football field, that person might be in the crowd. So every time you get the opportunity to dream, get hustling, start dreaming, and give it everything you got.
All right.
Because the ball is beautiful. That's my time. I just want y'all to know, listen, this is, and I'm not saying this to start, this is show number 3 in the last 2 days. While I'm at the show, I'm thinking about I gotta leave here and go to another show. I'll stay at the whole thing. This ain't me bragging. This is saying, when everybody say, life, you can't do it, I'm jumping up saying, I can. Or they say, nah, life, it ain't gonna work that way. You gotta look like this. You came from the hood. It ain't gonna work that way. Your past said it ain't gonna work. Who said it ain't gonna work? Boy, I can. I had a dream. When Martin Luther was walking, everybody was saying, boy, we're gonna be peaceful. They throwing bricks and boulders at us. They putting the dogs on. Martin Luther, this ain't gonna work, bro. can't hit nobody. You gonna have them haters that don't see your dream. But you know everybody who told Martin Luther King it wasn't gonna work? What's their name? We don't know. But every place you go, every city, every country, there's a Martin Luther King Boulevard.
All right.
When everybody else said he can't, he was saying, I can. When the bricks and everything was coming, he was like, it's all right, hit me with another brick, tomorrow I'm jumping back up, saying I can. In life, you're gonna lose some basketball games. You ain't gonna make it to every championship. The question is, when you get hit with that brick, go hit with that boulder, when somebody knock you down and say you can't, are you gonna stand up and say, oh no. I remember this day Mr. Life came in here and told me so. I can't. When ain't nobody else believing in me, I'm gonna drop this last jewel and I'm gonna walk out. I can't. Last year, I didn't have Facebook. It's like life. It ain't gonna work without Facebook. Only reason I really got Facebook is for people who understand. I've been working a long time without Facebook. Only thing Facebook do is let you know, oh, life you was working. That's people who put limits on themselves. If you got friends around you always telling you, girl, just come over here and hang with, don't go over there and do that smart stuff. What you dance for them people for? Them ain't your friends. I got friends and I'm like, man, I'm tired. Boy, get up. I drive for you. I said, man, this third show, you know I drive well at night. You know what? I'm coming with you. I'm going to drive for you. Surround yourself with people who believe in your dream. If they say, nah, you can't do it, that's not the person you want to ask about the dream. I mean, depending on you to make sure the crowd and the company you keep is all trying to push the beast on. So tomorrow, this is my last, I want to say this because I'm still in office. God still works. It ain't, you can't plan for it. Only thing I plan for is the hustle. I don't say, oh, I want this show right here. I want this show right here. We saw each other in the shoe store, right?
Yeah.
Buying shoes. He said, bro, I got a show. His girl was like, I said, I'll come, I got you. You know when you say stuff like that in passing, some people like, yeah, he ain't come. Cause I said it so nonchalant, but I've been watching the brother grind for years. We need to salute him when he do stuff. His girl said, yeah, but if you don't come, when I see you, I'm gonna see you. When I walked in, because I forgot who she was. She's like, oh, I told you. If you didn't come, when I see you, I'm gonna see you. That's who you need in your corner. Get around people who want to get. Get around people who want to support your hustle. And then when you start dreaming, don't never let nobody else tell you can't.
Right.
I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. I hope the rest of the night goes great. King.